Well, soon you could either be paying more to eat out or sitting in silence. The Australian company that collects money for recording artists wants to raise music fees for restaurants and cafes. Under its plan, the fees could skyrocket by up to 4,000%. Simon Bailey explains.
A long, long time ago, I can still remember how that music used to make me smile.
It's like as Don McLean said, it's the day the music died.
It would be a little bit boring sitting here with no background music or anything.
In short, it's quite disastrous, really.
Most of us hear it when we're out and about at eateries around town. But what instead of hearing this while you enjoy your meal, you hear this? Or maybe the next time you have coffee, all you get to hear is this.
Each year, restaurants and cafes have to pay a fee to the Phonographic Performance Company of Australia to play published music. That money is then distributed to recording artists and recording labels as a thank you for the music. But the PPCA plans to drastically increase music fees, not by hundreds of dollars, but tens of thousands of dollars. So the next time you get a bill, it could be quite a shock. Thank you. We simply can't absorb that cost without passing that on to consumers.
Lyndon Wapples runs the Royal in East Perth.
At the moment we're on the top tier, so because it's quite a large seating area in this business, so we pay $150 a year or thereabouts. And the proposal, I've crunched some sort of numbers on the new Tariff scheme that they're proposing, and that would see that increase to $38,220 for this business alone.
You heard right, from $150 a year to over $38,000. The PPCA is planning to change the way the fees are charged. Instead of a flat fee, it wants to charge per sitting, per main meal consumed, per day. Bradley Woods is the head of the Australian Hotels Association in WA.
In some instances will decimate businesses. We think businesses will go bankrupt if they have to pay these sorts of ridiculous fees of $20,000, $50,000, $80,000.
So how's it going to affect us, the punters?
If these fee increases came through, we wouldn't be playing commercial music. We would be playing non-copyrighted music of dead composers.
Whether we run with no music in the restaurant or we try and source unprotected music, that's something we'll have to look at when the time comes.
Within the sound of silence.
The sound of music in the background just quietly adds to the environment, particularly if you're going somewhere, say, fine dining, and you wanted to have a romantic evening.
You know, if there's no music, there's no atmosphere, it just makes it sort of more comfortable and more casual.
Are cafes and pubs doing recording artists a favour by playing their music?
Absolutely. There are countless examples of great Australian bands and musicians who have risen to fame because venues choose to play their music and the patrons hear it over and over again.
Chris Lambert runs Mere Cafe in Inglewood. He reckons he can see both sides of the argument.
My brother-in-law is a recording artist and a songwriter, so I look at it from his point of view that if I sort of want to stop this process or really protest against it, I'd be hurting him quite directly.
He supports a rise in music fees, but within reason.
We don't want to pass on costs to customers, but as with everything, costs do increase, and this is just another area. So as long as it's a fair increase, it's something that we'd probably have to seriously consider.
We're not arguing that the artists and labels aren't entitled to a fair and a reasonable recompense for their work. We're not arguing that at all. What we are arguing is that it needs to be fair and reasonable.
You take that music for granted, don't you? And the Phonographic Performance Company of Australia didn't want to comment on its planned fees until after its review process. We'll let you know what happens next.